Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for episode number 15 of our Wednesday Wisdom. This will also be our last episode concerning money, as we will be transitioning into a new month and a new theme for our Wednesday Wisdom. You know, as you go through the book of Proverbs, you notice that Solomon and the other writers and contributors of the book of Proverbs like to have contrast. For instance, if you remember back when we first started these devotionals, that we contrasted wisdom with folly or foolishness, and how we need to choose the right path and the right home to build and the foundation, which would be wisdom as opposed to foolishness. Speaking of paths, you'll see throughout the book of Proverbs and other places the right path contrasted with the wrong one. Maybe summed up in that there's a way that seems right to man, but its way or its end leads to death. Either way, the authors, Solomon and others of the book of Proverbs, want us to weigh the evidence so that we can make the right decision, the wisest decision. Now, this is true with our money. And more than anything else in the book of Proverbs, when it comes to money, you find generosity contrasted with greed. That the generous man, the generous woman, the generous person is the one who is allowing wisdom to come into their life and impact the way that they use their money. Proverbs 11:25 speaks of the value of being generous, of being a giving individual. Solomon says, the generous man will be prosperous, and he who waters will himself be watered. Seems kind of odd at the very beginning, because the way that our world works is that prosperity is not found in giving things away. Instead, prosperity is found in keeping things. Maybe instead of calling it greed, we'll call it stinginess. And we're stingy for, in our mind, legitimate reasons. We've worked hard for our money. We've worked hard for our material goods. We've put in the time in school to gain the degree, and we've put in the time at work to earn that paycheck. We've done all of these things, and so we want to build up our wealth. And why that is a biblical principle, that we should build up our wealth, that we should be saving as much as we possibly can. We don't need to save. We don't need to gain prosperity at the expense of being generous or giving what we can away. And it's hard in our minds to wrap around the idea in the thought of that prosperity isn't found in keeping, but prosperity is found in giving away. That's the wisdom of this proverb, that the generous man is the one who is prosperous. He's the one who will find that blessing. The generous man will be prosperous, says Solomon, and he who waters himself will be watered. And that says a lot, because even in Solomon's day, water was a very valuable resource. I dare say that it was more valuable than any gold or silver. Because without water, there will be no crops. Without crops, there will be no food. Without food, there will be no nourishment for the bodies. But then also, there wouldn't be food for trading and all the other things. Water was a very valuable resource. We look at money as a very valuable resource as well. We need it. We need it to take care of day-to-day business and day-to-day life and the needs that come along with it. And Solomon reminds us that as valuable as money is, it is not as valuable as the people that we encounter who are in need. Because that's what generosity and giving is all about. You see, when we're able to be generous, when we're able to be giving, when we're able to meet the needs of the people around us, it's because we value people more than we value money. It's more than we value wealth, more than we value material possessions. That's why we can be giving. That's why we can be generous. Someone once said, the basic question when it comes to our wealth and it comes to understanding whose money it truly is, the question is not how much of our money that we will give to God and how much of our money we will give to others. Instead, the most fundamental basic question concerning our relationship with money is how much of God's money will we give back to God, and how much of God's money will we give back to others. You get over into the New Testament, and it's no wonder that Jesus, more than any other topic throughout his 3.5-year ministry, that he spoke about more is money. He spoke about money more than anything else. more than the kingdom of heaven, more than hell, more than salvation, more than any of these other things. Jesus spoke about our relationship with money and how we need to be givers. We need to be generous. The very last parable in the Gospel of Matthew concerns our giving. And even with Jesus, he says our giving isn't just limited or confined to the realm of money. But even if you have a small cup of cold water, and you see that your brother, you see somebody who is in need of it, that you do what you can to fill that need, even if all you have to your name is a cup of cold water. Remember that a generous man prospers, and he who waters will be watered himself. If you want to be prosperous, find ways today to be generous in giving of your money, of your time, of your attention, and anything else that you possibly can. Hope this Wednesday Wisdom was of value to you today. I hope that you have a safe day as you travel these roads and a blessed day. Thank you so very much for joining us, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.